totally naked, probably quite ugly, middle-aged man running down the street, shouting and screaming, Eureka. That seems to be the image that most people have in their heads of Archimedes. We don't know for sure, right, what happened. These are different stories told at different times by different ancient sources. But the one that has captured everyone's attention and has really stuck in people's heads is supposedly the king had a crown, and he'd asked for this crown to be made, and he'd given the people making it pure gold to make it with. But he was slightly suspicious that the people making it had cheated him a little bit and put some bit cheaper silver inside the crown rather than using all of the gold, and kept a bit of the gold for themselves. And so his task, his question to Archimedes is, can you work out, without cutting this crown in half, how can we know that it's full of gold? And Archimedes is supposed to have pondered on this problem and is supposed to have been sitting in his bath one day and suddenly realized that the more he sunk into the bath, the more the water level around him rose. And this has become the Archimedes principle, that effectively whatever goes under the water, its weight will be held up by a force equal to it that will push it back up. So as long as what's above the water is not heavier than what's below the water, it'll float. And that principle is what's still used to keep ships afloat today. But in this particular case, Archimedes suddenly realized he could use it to test whether the crown was made of solid gold or not. Because he put the crown in a bath and he saw how much the water level rose. He then got the same amount of pure gold that was supposed to be in the crown, put it in the bath, and saw how much further the water level rose. Then he got the same amount of silver and he put that in the bath and saw that it didn't rise as much as the crown did. And on the basis of that, he was able to prove that probably the crown was a mix of gold and silver, and the king had indeed been cheated. So that is one version of the story, and the moment that everyone remembers is that Archimedes, when he realized this fact, when he was sitting in the bath, that as he'd sunk down in the bath, the water level rose. He is supposed to have jumped out of the bath immediately, full of excitement, run screaming out of his house. Why he felt the need to run out of his house screaming, I'm not quite sure. And certainly why he felt the need to do it without his clothes on,